Hey everyone, I'm Nina Zato, Sidewalker Daily. In today's video, I want to talk about 10 different ways you can build up your confidence as a creator. The reason I'm doing this video is because I have noticed an overwhelming trend with a lot of the influencers and creators that I work with is lack of confidence. And this video, I want to help not only pump you up, but also give you some strategies and things that you can implement to help build that confidence. The reason confidence is so important is because it's something that you can kind of sense from the brand side. So as someone who has worked on the brand side and is hiring influencers and creators, I can tell you, I can sniff out who is a confident creator and one who is a little bit insecure and maybe just not fully convinced of their own value. This has repercussions on your business when it comes to charging more or negotiating or pitching yourself, right? And trying to work with brands. If you are not confident in yourself, then honestly, it does come across to the person on the brand side and in just all areas of your business. Like I swear you can feel it just like on screen. You can see someone who feels assured of themselves and someone who's still on the fence. So without further ado, let's jump into the tools and tips that's going to help build that confidence as a creator. Before I do, also subscribe to the channel if you haven't, if you're interested in all things creator economy and influencer marketing. So the first tip, and there's 10 of these, and they're not in any particular order, but the first tip that always works for me personally and a lot of the creators I know is to monitor progress. Okay. If you're looking at your day-to-day growth or your day-to-day, how you're doing, it's hard to see progress. You're like, I don't feel good. Go back to that first post. Go back to that first video you ever uploaded or that first whatever. You're gonna see progress. Even for some of my more advanced creators, I say, look at your 30 days, look at the last 30 days versus day-to-day growth, or look at how you did in a whole year. Wow. What would the person, a year ago say about the growth that you have had just in 1 year? So being able to monitor your progress, I'm telling you, it's like a dopamine hit. Right away, you're gonna feel good because you're gonna see how far you've come. And when I say how far you've come, I mean in terms of your content, in terms financially, potentially, in terms of maybe your audience size. There should be growth, right? We don't want to see the same results we saw a year ago. Now, the second tip that is going to help boost your confidence as a creator is setting goals, because there is nothing better than feeling like you hit a goal, you hit a milestone, and you're like, wait, I got there. That's also similarly like another way to monitor your progress is setting goals, attainable goals, not like, oh, I want to have 1 million followers. Yes, you may want that, but what's reasonable in 30 days, right? Or what's reasonable in a quarter? When you set those goals, maybe 12-week goals, a lot of the creators in my program, we like to think of things in 12 weeks out. When you set those goals and you hit them, again, it's another little confidence boost to say that you're going in the right direction. Similarly to setting goals, also scratching things off your to-do list, right? When you are seeing that you are not only hitting these goals, but that you're making movement, like it's very shocking to be like, oh my God, I created all of this or I did all of this. It's a great confidence boost. Now you cannot build confidence without this major tip. And it's annoying, but it's true, and it's practice. You have to practice to get good at something. It's funny, my daughter, she wants to learn piano, but she doesn't want to do the practice, and it comes with everything in life, whether you want to be a good soccer player or a good pianist, or you want to do good at whatever you want, you got to practice. There's no one who just wakes up and is amazing. Practice takes time, realistic expectation of time, but you got to practice. That's how you get good at something. Again, the first time you hit up a brand and you send a pitch email, it's going to look very different than once you are pitching 10 brands a week, right? Or once you're reaching out to brands monthly and you feel good about it. Or even with reels, the first reel you do, you don't feel good about it. Or the first TikTok you produce, you're like, oh, that's not that good. As you practice a skill set, you will inevitably get better. It's just the way the universe works. The more you practice, the better you get at something. And the better you get at something, the more confident you feel, because you're actually like, wait a second, I know what I'm doing. I feel good about this, right? So practice is a key thing in building that confidence. You can't just be like, I want to be confident, but not do the practice to get there. And besides practice, preparation. One of the biggest hacks I tell creators is get prepared in your materials. When you are reaching out to brands, feel good about your materials, right? Your media kit, your proposals, your case studies. I'm telling you, from a branding perspective, there's something that happens psychologically when you have a really beautiful media kit or really beautiful portfolio. You feel good about it visually, even if it's your first time ever sending it out. There's something about branding and feeling good about how you present online or how you're presenting your own business. There's like a shift that happens, right? It builds confidence. Branding builds confidence. And not only does the branding build confidence, being prepared does, right? So like when you have that media kit ready and a brand hits you up and is like, hey, can you send over your deck or your media kit? We'd love to get to know you. You're not in that space of, oh my God, I don't have it done. What do I do? You're like, sure thing. Here it is attached. Reply very quick. It's that confidence in being prepared. You feel more ready. You feel less blindsided, right? So preparation and being prepared on the business side is super important, and as well as feeling good about your own personal branding, treating yourself as a brand. There's an internal shift that happens, and it absolutely helps with confidence. I see this a lot with the media kits that our team designs. We have an entire design studio. We design media kits. We design these materials for creators, but we also teach how to do this on your own. And we talk a lot about media kits because that is a big pitching tool that creators use. If you are a creator that does want to work with brands and you need help on the media kit side, come to our next training. I tend to show before and afters of media kits to show you what that branding looks like. I have a link below, so join me. It's live, it's free, and it's me teaching how to work with brands, how to get paid by brands, and I talk about branding and media kits, so come check it out. Okay, so this next tip is a little woo-woo, but I'm telling you it works for me. I practice it every day. Are affirmations, self-talk, whatever you want to say to quiet that little voice that's sitting on the shoulder saying you're not good enough or you're not this or you're whatever. Quiet that voice down. I love affirmations. We actually have tons of creator affirmations in our free resource library. So if you don't have access to that, I'll also include a link. It's free. You guys can get that resource so that you can like read these out loud. But it helps. Self-talk helps, right? Because when you have these affirmations, they eventually become beliefs. And it really is a transition between saying something and then you start believing it. And then when you start believing it, you're like, wait a second, this is real and this is how I feel about myself. It really does help with confidence. I actually love this quote from Muhammad Ali. It's the repetition of affirmations that leads to beliefs. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. I love that quote. Take it, have it on your vision board, on your wall, print it out. It's amazing. Another major tip to help you with any sort of lack of confidence as a creator. A lot of times creators and influencers are stuck on their numbers, right? They feel a certain way about their followings and stuff. Check your insights. You will be surprised what goodness lies in there. I went into our TikTok insights the other day and I was like, oh my God, we get that many shares on content? I had no idea, right? So when you go into your insights and you look for information in there, it is exciting. It is actually a really great tip to help boost that confidence. It's like a quick little dopamine hit. So if you are a creator with a following and you're on a platform and you can go and check your insights, your analytics, your Google Analytics, your YouTube, whatever, check those stats and you'll be surprised to see what you find in there. Now, a lot of times the creators in our program, they are comparing themselves to other creators. It's normal, it's human nature. You feel good about yourself, but then you see what so-and-so's doing and in a second it just goes away. You're like, oh gosh, now I don't feel good. And you know what they say, comparison is the thief of happiness, right? So if we are struggling with confidence and we have certain accounts that trigger us and make us feel small and not good, what do? We stop following those accounts or we mute them. That is really helpful. For some people, other people trigger them, right? So if we are aware of our triggers and we're actually like, okay, I know that this account, whenever I see them posting all the things, it just makes me feel so far away from my goal. Maybe this doesn't resonate with you, but maybe it does. And if that's you, okay, we're going to mute them. It doesn't mean we wish them harm or badness. Maybe just messing with your mind, right? Or find ways to self-talk yourself and be like, this has nothing to do with that creator. Good for them. I hope their journey is amazing, right? Because you don't want to be in a competitive headspace. Wish them well, but focus on you. Don't focus on all the other people in this industry. It's going to cloud your mind. It's going to stress you out. Just focus on you and your progress and what you are up to, okay? And remember, just don't compare yourself because when you do, your confidence will go down. So this video is about bringing it up. So we need to work on the comparison game. Now, the next one is a lot easier said than done, but I have to say, learn to not take things personal. I think as a creator, especially when you're starting off, you're really attached to your content. You feel really like it's really good and you're putting it out for the world. And what if they hate it? And all people's opinions get in your head. So I get it, you're human, but we have to not take things personal when you're shifting to doing this as a business. Of course, if you're creating as a hobby and this is just fun and you put your art out there, it hurts to hear, I don't like it, or this sucks, or whatever. But when you start saying, this is a business, I'm going to post Monday, Tuesday, Friday, whether it's good or not, whether people love it or not, right? It's just going out there. This is a business. I need to make it into a business. You learn to not personalize things so much, right? If a video flops, it flops. Not a big deal. If it does well, okay, cool, super, awesome. I'm happy it did. But again, not going to make or break me. Trying to kind of create some space between you and your content. Also not personalizing things when things don't maybe do as well as you anticipate. Again, this is a business. You have to be on the steady course. I tell a lot of the creators in my program when they are pitching to brands, when a brand says no to you, don't take it personal. It's okay. Move on. Pitching is a numbers game. You only need about 2 yeses a month, if that, depending on your financial goals. So it's okay to get a no, right? Don't personalize those no's. You don't know. Maybe they don't have budget. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they just hired someone. Just working on not personalizing things. Oh my God, imagine how much that would save us and also just increase our confidence overall. Another major tip to boost your confidence as a creator is join a community of like-minded people. People in your family or your friends, they may not get what you do. Understand, they're like you're kind of a lone soldier by yourself, creating, posting, doing the things. Join a community of like-minded people like you that you can meet with, that you can vibe with, whether it's an in-person community or a community like ours here at Sidewalker Daily. We have a community for students of our Pitching to Brands Master course. They are able to join our membership community, again, because times get tough and it's hard and we get no's. We need to work through it together. So finding a community of people to join, it will just definitely help boost you up as well as add accountability. And last but not least, you have to celebrate your wins. This is how you build confidence. Sometimes we get a win and we don't even take the time to celebrate it. Like imagine hitting, 25,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Wait guys, imagine last year how pumped we would have been to hit 25,000 subscribers. Or when we got featured on CNN or any of our other press outlets. We had Entrepreneur Magazine write a whole thing about us. So instead of just being like, okay, day goes on as normal, no, pause. As a team, let's celebrate. When you take time to celebrate your wins, again, subconsciously, it creates this happiness effect, I guess, within. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I have no idea what goes on, but I know when you celebrate wins, you feel good and that confidence just comes out. It's just, you can just feel it. It's palpable, right? So I hope these tips, guys, have helped you. If you are struggling with confidence, I hope that they've been able to give you some ideas of things that you can do to kind of boost your confidence. Let me know what you guys think of today's video in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.